Hello everyone. According to the words of Canadian politician Robert N. Thompson, Americans are our best friends whether we like it or not. This implies that the United States is a bit nasty but still a good friend of Canada. So how are they nasty and good? Let's find out. If the United Kingdom is the United States' closest ally, then Canada is its sibling. They share more similarities than any other countries in the world. About half of Canadians have the same British ancestry as Americans, and most of the rest are from Europe. They share the same language, English, although Canada also includes French. Even much of the slang used is the same. What's popular in the US also tends to be trendy in Canada. Movies, novels, music, and famous TV shows there are also often popular in Canada, and vice versa. They love the same sports like hockey, soccer, baseball, and basketball. Because they have similarities in language, culture, and even atmosphere, they understand each other well. In addition, unlike Mexico located quite far from the US border, most Canadians live concentrated near the long 6,416 kilometers border. These are favorable factors bringing the two sides closer together. Not only in geography and culture, Canada and the US are both giants in natural resources. One has a lot of oil, gold, iron ore, copper, coal, totaling about $33.2 trillion in value. The other is not inferior, with world-leading reserves of coal, copper, lead, iron and natural gas, totaling about $45 trillion in value. Therefore, they trade with each other for what the other needs. Currently, 45% of Canada's mineral imports come from the US, and conversely, Canada is the top supplier to the US for 14 out of the 35 most important minerals, including coal, iron and copper. Additionally, the high political trust has led them to an extremely close symbiotic relationship. About 90% of Canada's crude oil exports go to the US market through onshore pipeline systems. This is also 62% of America's total imports. These two rich guys just import each other's raw materials, process them, and export back, so both have gotten richer by maximizing profits. Another type of resource they both possess abundantly is land. Canada ranks second globally with 9.88 million square kilometers. The US ranks third with 9.83 million square kilometers. With millions of square kilometers of farmland, they just need to raise livestock and grow crops, then supply each other so the people can live well fed. With the foundation of abundant resources, both countries have developed strongly in manufacturing, industry and services. Their main industries, based on revenue, are nearly identical: banking, trade agencies, car dealers, supermarkets and grocery stores, life and health insurance, and hospitals. Because there are many types of goods they can trade, the US and Canada share the world's largest bilateral trade, with total imports and exports of $762.8 billion in 2021. They are also each other's top investors, with Ottawa pouring $600.73 billion into Washington, and vice versa $406 billion. In terms of exports, Canada depends on the US because about 80% of its goods are exported to this market. However, in other words, without them Washington would also face economic instability. Aside from oil supplied steadily and cheaper than market rates through onshore pipelines to reduce costs, Canada has abundant hydroelectricity in Quebec, helping the eastern US access cheap imports that wonderfully support industrial production. Therefore, economically speaking, it's accurate to call them interdependent. If one dies, the other will also be in big trouble. To quote John F. Kennedy speaking before the Ottawa Parliament in 1961, "Geography has made us neighbors. History has made us friends. Economics has made us partners. And necessity has made us allies." In World War II, after the attack on Pearl Harbor, Canada declared war on Japan before the US did. So they quickly joined hands to establish the Permanent Joint Board on Defense against the Axis powers. Afterwards, both joined NATO and officially became allies. Canada agreed to let the US build the Alaska Highway for easy logistics to bases in the Northwest. They also allowed aerial patrols in the Hudson Bay area. Although Americans were never attacked on land since independence, they are extremely vigilant about enemies, fearing a potential attack from the north with Canada's weaker military. So, in 1958, they jointly established NORAD, North American Aerospace Defense Command, with 3 bases to protect Alaska and the entire North America. Therefore, Economically and defensively, Canada and the US have an extremely close relationship. But there are still conflicts between them. Canadians are very proud of their vast Arctic territory of 2.6 million square kilometers with unexploited resource potential. However, their sovereignty claims are always rejected and not recognized by the US. Washington has sent naval ships through without even asking permission. In 2007, the then Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper said the first principle of Arctic sovereignty is, use it or lose it, to protect their claims. They set up an Arctic warfare training center, ready to counter outside threats in the future. As the climate warms, Canada and the US will find it very difficult to resolve conflicts if huge resources are discovered and greed arises. So, if not resolved early, their neighborly and allied relationships could fracture.